It's a brother
and a sister.
It's a brother and a sister.
Brother and a sister. Yo, brother. Yo, sister.
Yo, brother.
You got it?
I love this show because I go into other spaces so like extremely organized. Like I've read scripts, I've written notes, I know, and this show we come in, we just chill.
Nah. You know.
We just catch up.
Yeah, people think it's water in
Mine is water.
Get a lot of this. Guy.
I've walked this path. I've stumbled this path before. That's why mine has my name on it.
Okay.
Is my name on the other side as well?
Yeah. It's me.
The side I can see, but the side you can see?
Yeah, no, I've spun it.
Yeah.
So that people can see that you are a good girl.
Because we don't know what Khabanes does with this bottle. If he's on a long road trip, can't stop to have a wee.
Oh God, brother.
So I was just like, perhaps what we should do is just keep our bottles apart, just for safety's sake.
Apartate the bottles, yeah.
And then you had a little rubber thing on they both came with it.
Yeah.
And I thought that's how we're going to keep them apart.
So you took yours off. Somebody, I don't know, in the house.
A third party in the house. We just took it off. But I think this works. It's fine. It wasn't
me.
And also, like, we've never really had... Oh, no, we went through a phase where we had caps that were the same.
Yes.
We had, like, even now we have those jerseys, but they're not identical.
You literally said, when I walked into your room this morning, and I came with my dangers, you're like, I wanted to wear mine. I just couldn't find them.
Yeah.
And
we have a lot of stuff.
We're not twins. We don't need to dress the same every day.
I would like you to take that back because lots of people think we are twins.
Is it?
And it helps me.
Oh. Why? How does it help you?
Because then I'm 20.
But then
we're twins, obviously.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's a Brother and a Sister podcast. My name is Khabanes Muloy. I am the brother, and that is Babalo Muloy, and that is the other brother, as you can see. No, I'm joking. That is the sister, and what laugh is that, nigga, bro? What is this? Yeah. Okay, you've done it. I told you.
I've been in this mood the whole day. Yeah. And can I tell you why I'm in this mood?
Why are you in this mood?
Because I've had enough.
What do you mean?
All my life I've had to work and own things. And I thought, when I'm an adult, I'm going to own things and they'll be my things. Mm-hmm. And then I own the things. I own stuff. So, we have a home that we own. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, we had to get rat traps installed in our house. Rat traps.
I don't know why that feels like an embarrassing thing to admit.
I feel so too, but the rats are everywhere.
Yes.
Wherever there are cats, there are rats. And you've seen how many cats there are. So we had to do that.
Actually, we do have quite a few cats in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because then we own, we must rat trap. We must maintain.
Yes.
Then yesterday, what happened with your car?
So I had to replace my tire because that tire was gonna kill me. And then while I was there, I was just like, you know what? Moving like how I've been moving without a spare tire.
That's very dangerous.
Yes. But it's been like 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks too long for your life.
I was waiting for an invoice,
It's
but
true.
Now that it's there, immediately I had to get my tires replaced.
Why? Tell me why. Because if you just Ubered everywhere or walked, would you ever have to have this problem? No is the correct answer.
No.
So ownership, your ownership, guys. And then I think that I've bitten more than I can swallow. Mm-hmm. And so does your picture there that has descended from the hollows.
Keep talking. Then
sorry. I'm like a boy. I can't do more than one thing at a time.
That is very derogatory. And you see now.
Now you see
see
now. You see
You see
now.
what you're doing. You see now. I'm just gonna put
Yeah, but be careful. That one's on a light, so it might burn. Take them all down. This is just not. No, I'm joking. So then, so now I also have a car, but then I bit off more than I could chew. See, we have to wait for this moment.
No. You bit off more than you can. You're a biter, yeah.
So this is the big sister, and that's the little
The little
sister.
yeah. And I'm the little sister, and that's the big sister.
I'm the
So
big
it's the same
brother.
thing. Yeah, there we go. So as you were saying, you were biting.
More than I could chew because I think I got myself a Khabanes car. Because you've noticed you drove my car this morning, no?
Yes.
And a pop-up came up.
Saying I must update.
Update the software.
Which was very confusing. I'm like, will a car like transform? Like, I don't know if you played Fortnite, but like you can.
I know the Transformers.
You know what I mean?
So
become Optimus Prime.
Is this Bumblebee?
You know what I mean?
And then you had to connect to Wi-Fi to upgrade the car. Now, I don't have Wi-Fi in my garage.
No, sir.
So ownership, you're going to always have to maintain.
Yes.
That's just the message of the day.
Yes.
Your big sister message from Babi Moloi. If you'd like to own, you're going to have to maintain.
Yeah. No. It's a lot. But it's
Yeah.
worth it. I think it's... Is it worth it? Do you feel like it's worth it as a homeowner?
I completely feel it's worth it.
Mhm.
I didn't enjoy being a kid because I had to rely on someone else.
Mhm.
I generally don't have that like ability to rely on others.
Mhm.
And so I love relying on myself.
Yes.
So I took it in for the service yesterday. There's still a tire to be done. I still have to find somewhere with Wi-Fi, but I'll get it all done
Mhm.
because it gives me the convenience to do whatever I want.
So it's kind of like good, bad, and the ugly.
No, it's lovely.
Mhm.
It's lovely. It's just a reminder.
That if you want to own things, you must also be ready to maintain things.
Yes.
You see?
You see?
That toxic relationship you're in, my brother. You want to own her.
Can you maintain her?
But can you maintain her?
Yeah.
It's not easy. In fact.
Like a diet.
Like a diet.
If you go on the diet, can you maintain the diet for the rest of your life, Baba? No.
Yeah.
So don't diet.
The conclusion of the story is dieting is for suckers. That's the conclusion.
What are you sucking? Can you maintain that suckling for life?
Okay, speak about suckers.
Yeah.
We went to 340 Mills. I had a great...
Who are the suckers?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Just me. Because the thing is, context, 340 Mills is an amazing band.
True that.
Yeah. You had a person in mind that you wanted to take that was not me. And it's fine. But then I was, and I understood I was a last minute decision.
Why does that make me feel bad? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm that girl you call when the girl you want doesn't. It's okay. I get it. So then now, in that, I like being able to understand the culture that I'm going to be a part of. So the whole week when you told me that 340 Mills is this band and you really want me to like appreciate them and whatever, I studied. I did my homework. I learned the words. I did everything. Even on my...
He really did. Like he listened to it on his commute. He had it when he was running in his ears. He really did.
The whole week I
I
made
saw
sure
you commit.
every single track
You took ownership.
I made it my own thing.
Yeah.
I even watched old performances of this
Fabulous.
just for them to do remixes at the thing. And I was like, my nigga, this is not what I signed up for. Shout out, it still sounds great, but bro, I've invested so much time, energy, and effort into being correct. Kanti, I'm incorrect still. You see, I felt set up.
Did you feel set up?
I felt set up.
I could see during Kenny Zero, the DJ beforehand, and he was playing all of the hits that you've heard blasting from my bedroom for years, right? And like it was quite it was like it was so perfect. And you saw all the girls that I was with. We were like, our minds were blown because that's the stuff we were listening to when we were your age, and we were going out and getting up to no good in the neighborhood and meeting very inappropriate boys and just, enjoying our lives.
Nice.
And so we were like, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, it's been 20 years. Yes. And you were vibing with us. And then the band came on.
Yeah.
They were great. They were really great. But I think what happens is after a while, I think Mariah Carey is tired of singing "You Will Always Be My Baby" or "There's a Hero."
Yeah.
I think Beyonce is tired of singing "If I Were a Boy."
Yeah. Because she's like, I actually like being a girl.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Rihanna can't. She's bored. That's why she made us make up.
there we go.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
So I think after a while, as a performer, maybe you get a little bit tired of the exact way that you wrote it. And then you want to add some spicy measures into it. And I love them. I will always love them. It's that like forever love that you'll have.
Yes.
But there were moments where I was like,
I will say they definitely didn't half-ass their performance.
no, they didn't.
Their performance was still amazing. It was still spectacular.
Great point. They really didn't.
Yes. And a lot of the time, I think people do those remixes because they know maybe sometimes they're like, hey, I'm going to half-ass this thing. If I do it the same way that I've been doing it for such a long time, I'm going to just, whatever it. Whereas if I still challenge myself and do new things, it's going to keep me up. Because I remember Tyler was talking about, Tyler the Creator.
Your friend Tyler, eh?
Tyler, I like it, man. But Tyler the Creator was talking about it when he brought Khabanes to Camp Flogna, one of his festivals. And that year, he booked her, and she started doing her own remixes, and he was so pissed off. And he was just like, what are you doing? But then he had to catch himself and be like, but I get it. There's times where you have to perform those songs, but you know they're the hits.
You keep telling me lies, but to your surprise, see, I found her cell phone and you're caught out there. And then she says, I hate you so much right now.
This is our second.
Maybe hits her throat.
This is our second Khabanes reference, by the way.
How come?
Because you were like, wherever there are rats, there are cats as well.
Oh, yes, Millionaire with Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Should we try to keep some sort of streak going?
I thought Streak was one of the names of his songs. I thought you were doing it.
I wish I was that clever. Okay, I heard a story today that Andre 3000 and Big Boy, aka Outkast, made a song called Rosa Parks. And in that song, at some point they reference Get to the Back of the Bus. Yes. Rosa Parks, civil rights fighter in America, talking for American rights. And she was sitting as a black woman at the front of the bus, and they told her to get to the back of the bus because that's where the Negroes belong.
Welcome back to another episode of History with Babi Molloy. Ding! There we go. Yeah. As you say.
And so the lawyer of Rosa Parks' estate sued Outkast. And they were like, we want millions because this is defaming Rosa Parks. And then Outkast lawyers were like, you are dumb. This is stupid. We're not doing it. And also for sake. And then the lawyer for Rosa Parks' estate was asked, where's Rosa Parks in all of this? Like, can you bring her out so that she can also show her outrage? And her family was like, Rosa doesn't give a damn about the song.
Is Rosa Parks still alive?
She was at that time.
Okay.
Rosa is like not, like she's also not the type of person who's just gonna come sue everyone. Rosa don't give no damns. And then it turned out that the lawyer and Rosa Parks' caregiver were trying to make money out of Rosa Parks' name any which way they could.
Gotcha. Yo. Things like that make me, like, they break my heart so much. With people trying to, this actually is a thing that's going on in the art community right now, in the nerd art community. Stan Lee,
of course,
where there's this
Spiderman.
Hulk. Do another Thor. Yeah, like, what are you doing, dog? Stop that.
Captain Morgan.
Wow, we need to get checked, bro. We actually need to get checked.
Anyway, so what's happening with
Nah, bro,
Khabanes creator
something's
Stan
not right
Lee?
here, dog.
It's
Okay.
me. I'm in a great mood.
So, there's a bunch of clips that are now going around of people just like exploiting him, especially around his end years, like his last years, where he had to do book signings and go on tours and like
Sure.
every Comic Con convention, every nerd
He'd
con,
go.
he's going there. And there's literally a clip of him being like, okay, so we're done here. He's like, yeah, no, now we got another thing to go to. Yeah. And then he's like, I thought we were finished. And he's like, he's
old and frail.
yeah. And I just started thinking about Granny also. But then I was just thinking, he's like, I thought we were finished. And he was like, we're never finished. That's what the person that's supposed to be his caretaker
You're joking.
is like, when you're never finished. And then Stanley jokingly is like, you really, he's like, you really gonna try and get every. No, he's like, you really make a good buck out of me. And then the guy's like, every penny. And then just took like, then they went to the next thing. And you can see Stan is just like tired. He's being exploited.
He's been drawing Spider-Man
now,
from the 70s.
The crazy thing is, there was the guy that released those 2 clips has been filming everything that's been going on in Stanley's life, like vlogging everything for the last couple of years, and to expose the elder abuse that he was going through.
Wow.
But now he wants to make a documentary.
Yeah.
And he wants, I don't know, it's like an exorbitant amount that we're just like, so you have had this footage. Stanley's been dead for about, I think, like almost 5 years now. And you only want to release this now. And it's like, you were also benefiting, because the reason why he was around vlogging all of that stuff is because he was also benefiting from Stan Lee.
So he was in Stanley's
circle,
crew.
yeah. So there's a lot of suspicions that the well-ran drive for him, and now he's using all that footage to get another paycheck out of Stan Lee and stuff. So he started a Kickstarter, and he's like asking people to send money and so that he can release this whole documentary and make it a proper documentary.
Why doesn't he just release it? He's got the footage.
He has the footage, but I don't know how he wants to edit it and how he wants to
Scam. It's a scam.
And everyone that does Kickstarter also has been saying like they've never seen prices like this of like a Kickstarter thing. There's signed autograph and memorabilia from Stan Lee himself and ways to it's so much exploitation.
You know, Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
She came out in an interview once and she talked about how there was an enigma to artists before.
Mm-hmm.
That you didn't have so much access to them. You didn't know where they lived. You didn't know what their children looked like, right? And she wants to be in that space of enigma.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost feel like I wonder what, and I don't know, maybe you know more than I do, what the financial scenario around Stan was, that he still had to work. Because, and everyone can go, if I was Stan, but we don't know.
Yes.
Putting himself in every movie also like makes us, we get excited,
Yes.
but you know, it also like,
does he have to be in this
yeah,
movie?
it sparks something. And then like he's done. He could just go live and be on a lilo and sip a shampoo.
It's okay. I get what you were trying to say. And at least you did your best. That's all that matters, really. Shout out to you, dog. Keep on keeping on. One more time, from the bottom of your heart. You can do this. I'll wait. Let me take a sip of my thing.
So Stan Lee could have just and sat on a lilo in a pool, sipping a cocktail and relaxing, but he had to work.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really, really sad. And like it's disheartening because then now it makes all of those beautiful moments that he had with the fans or whatever feel like, damn, it's disingenuous, and it feels like we are part of that. You know, the only people that donated to that Kickstarter were just donating like R1, not R1, but like $1, purely to comment that, because you can only comment if you donate.
Okay.
So just to comment that, hey guys, I'm only here to say this is a scam. Do not donate here.
Yeah.
It's trash. I gave the minimum amount to let you guys know. I've been donating to Kickstarter things for years, and this is the most BS one I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my life. So yeah, no, it's really sad. And damn, I hope people, elder abuse especially, like I don't, for people to think that it's okay to exploit a person because they're not fully there, whether it's a Rosa Parks or whatever it is, like,
Or even the scams that happen now where people phone you as an elderly person and they ask for your bank details and the CVC number at the back of your credit card, and they get into your SASA accounts, because that's been a very big devastation. The South African Social Security, it's like a social grant that the SASA nkgonos or people who are living without parents or the absolute indigent will get. And they now have been finding employees of SASA who are stealing from SASA. So they are like elderly people, but they have their own businesses, their own companies that do deals with SASA. So like if you need computers or if whatever the tender is. But then they're also taking from SASA on the other side and being like, yeah, that's employees. Then there's scams where people go around and try to scam Bonkgono out of their SASA money. It's revolting, guys.
it's so gross.
It's
It's
revolting.
also terrifying because then you're like, as a person with elderly people in your life,
Yeah, you just want to protect them, man.
yeah,
So, I mean, I talk often about AI, cybersecurity, this and that, and I always tag it by saying, now that we know, please phone your grandmother and tell your grandmother. Because your younger brother who's in school probably already knows this stuff and probably already knows how to hack into the thing. But the people who don't know, your mom doesn't know, your granny doesn't know, your great auntie doesn't, they don't know. They don't know. Guys, they don't know.
They really don't.
Anyone who phones with an official sounding voice, they're like, yeah, well.
Yo.
Yo.
And sometimes they get excited when they hear a foreigner's voice. You know, I've seen it with, like, you hear an Italian brew saying,
I was wondering which kind of foreigner.
No, not those ones.
Okay.
Not a Cheka Sigisti one, no.
Oh, a what?
So what I was saying was like a foreign national voice that you're just hearing, hello, Miss Muloy, how are you doing today? Yes, very, we are here to check your bank statements or like whatever it is. We are here to offer you, we see that you qualify for a trading, whatever, something like that. They hear foreign and then they just like, let me try that, because it sounds more legit.
Yeah.
You know? And
also
it's like,
because the indoctrination is so heavy in their minds rather than what we know. It's still heavy there, but we have a little bit more vision out of it.
Yes.
I would like to congratulate you on several things.
Which one's first?
First of all, congrats on being so tall. It's just like the lottery of life.
Shout out.
And it helps us a lot because they think that we have high cupboards. So thank you. Secondly, I'd like to congratulate you on your Breakthrough Comedian of the Year Comics Choice Award nomination.
Sorry, no.
No, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Where to win, we need to text and via SMS, not via WhatsApp. Via SMS, break, BREAK, 2
33622.
There we go.
But now here's the issue with this episode specifically.
It's going to be over.
It's there's 8 days left of voting.
Still vote. And the third thing I wanted to congratulate you on is that you got an invite to, like, as podcasters, ne? We all look at this podcast and we're like,
the Holy Grail.
Oh, that's how you do it. Oh.
Yeah.
So would you smash? Would you smash though?
You know, they didn't even ask you that question, bro. Ish, my dogs. Yeah, I went onto MacG's podcast yesterday.
Nice.
And it was sick. It was dope. They were very friendly. They were very cool. Yo, there was a lot of laughing.
Yeah,
and it was
good.
genuine laughs. It was fun. Did you know Ghost Lady's white? Yo, that's crazy, bro.
No, please
shocked.
don't joke.
I was shocked.
Ghost lady.
Caucasian, bro.
Ghost lady.
Ghosty. Oh, guys, what's going on? Ghost lady, bro. White as snow. I just like spreading misinformation. I'm a problem. I'm a problem. I hope she never sees me.
So she's
I know. She's,
Okay.
She's something.
all right.
I actually, I was filming, like, yo, guys, I'm backstage at MacG.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where she just was like, am I in that? And then I was like, oh yeah, kinda you're a ghost. Like, because I forgot that she's no one's that's
Ghost
no.
lady is a character in our
entity.
lives. At home even.
Yes.
We love either calling somebody ghost lady or each other ghost it's
My favorite.
maybe I shouldn't have explained that too much.
The whole setup was exactly the setup that I was expecting.
Yeah.
My only regret is that I didn't say, hey, fact checker. Like I just,
Fact checker!
I just wish I said fact checker. Because I don't know why it sounds like a slur. You know? Hey, get the information, you bloody fact checker. Like I don't know why I love that word.
How did you get in here, fact checker?
Yeah, bloody fact checker. Look at you, you big ass fact checker. Like, I don't know why I like that so much. And so keep saying it, and I wanted to say it so badly, but I was just like, ish, I just arrived.
I just arrived.
You know, you can't bring your muddy shoes into somebody else's house.
Well, you can.
Ish. But yeah, no.
Fact checker.
It was such a fun experience.
Good for you.
MacG is so cool, so friendly. So he's like intimidatingly big. And
How? What do you mean?
Like he's not taller than me, but
No one is.
He's no, there are people,
Oh.
but he's relatively tall and he's like a big guy, you know. So I was just like, dang, huh, it's crazy.
So
like,
who would win in a fight between you and Sol Penduka?
I mean, he's a chiller, dog. You know. Did you know he's a chiller, dog? We're all
Okay,
chillers.
he's
We're all
chilled,
chillers.
he's chilled.
He's chilled. He's
Alright.
chilled. But I had ish, I don't want to say a regret, but I have something that I'm a little bit conflicted about with that whole visitation. Was obviously they brought you up. You know,
Ah.
they brought you up,
A fat checker.
and I handled that. Like I think they obviously you had MacG show, so they're gonna bring up some stuff, and then I feel like I handled that smoothly.
We talked a little bit about it as well.
Yes,
Like
yes.
if it goes this way, like I don't ever want my issues, anything that's ever come up,
to be
except myself, to be in any hindrance or like
for me.
cause cuck in your life. So
Yeah.
that's
So I felt like I handled all of that stuff well.
good job.
And then it came to my relationship.
Okay.
And I was just talking like how I normally talk. So I referred to my partners, they, them, and all of that. And then they caught on that, oh, there's something happening here. And then I explained, yeah, no, my partner's non-binary. And then they just went so deep into that. And then I didn't realize how unprepared I was for certain questions, where I didn't even know how to feel about it. Because I was just like, am I the weird one for feeling that this is wrong, what you guys are asking me? Or should I just answer, do the best of my capability? And there was a point where I was just like, no, man. Like looking back at it, I was just like, no, man. I should have just been like, guys, that's none of your business. And just
Yeah.
left it there.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not like mad at them.
Yeah.
That's MacG's show,
Yeah.
you know? That's the vibe. I'm mad at myself for not being more, I guess, articulate and well equipped with my answers.
Did you think about whether they'd ask you that?
I didn't even think it would come
I
up.
think that's the thing.
That's why I
Yeah.
was like, I wasn't prepared for that. That's why I
Yeah.
was so stumped, because I was like, if I don't talk about my relationship, does that come across like I'm ashamed of my relationship? And then I didn't. So I didn't speak about it. Well, not that I didn't speak about it. I was like a bit like
Hesitant.
I was stumped.
Yeah.
I was stumped, and I had the biggest brain fart, because then also Soul makes one joke. Then Max also asking me crude questions on this side. Hey,
fact checkers, fact
fact
checking.
fact checking, ghost ladies. Ah, guys, oh, he says she's a ghost. And it, like everything is happening all at once, and I'm
So you
just
felt
like,
bombarded and overwhelmed.
so I felt a little overwhelmed in that
Yeah.
moment, and I don't ever want to feel that way again,
Okay.
especially because of the, like with my stuff now. If I make a mistake with what I'm talking about when it comes to me, that's fine. I think that's fine. Like, I don't have anything to prove to people like that. But when it comes to the people I love or other people in general, especially because, the people in my life are like a part of the LGBTQ, and I would like to consider myself an ally, I feel like I should be a bit more, well equipped to talk about those kind of things.
Okay.
Not to say that I'm supposed to be the forefront of the thing, but when those moments do happen, and they do happen, I should be at least be able to carry my own and, be a bit more stern about certain things when it comes to that community.
I mean, I don't think anyone wouldn't be overwhelmed by the noise, the types of questions. And as we say, like, there's no blame on them. That's the vibe, right?
Yeah.
So I think anybody would be like, by that. And especially, as you say, because it's a person you love so much. So you
Yes.
never want to say the wrong thing, be hurtful. I get it so much. But I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's going to happen again and again and again and again and then again and again. And you're just going to go through a strengthening of self process where it actually doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, A. And B, I mean, how deep have the conversations been between you and your partner?
Pretty deep.
About what to say, what their point of view is, etc.
Yeah. We've had a lot of deep conversations about it. Some things are very more like, it's vague. And I think it's vague on my side because I've always been a type of person that, like, if I'm cool with it, it doesn't matter. Like, I forget the world still has to catch up with things that I'm okay with. You get what I'm saying? So you're like, cool, my partner's non-binary. Their pronouns are they, them. For other people, they're like, what? So you're gay? It's like, where did that come from? Wait, what? So, like,
isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
You go, where did that come from?
yeah.
But it's the immediate poof
Click for
connection
somebody.
for someone else.
And
yeah.
that's why it was like, hearing all these questions are like, these are questions that I don't even think about.
Of course.
And now I'm just getting overwhelmed with them all at once. And I'm like, oh, it also made me realize the spaces I'm in generally, I don't cultivate those kind of people.
No, and
like,
they're
or
also not
conversations.
very safe spaces for those kinds of people. Like for the LGBTQIA plus
Yeah.
community, a lot of the time, unless they are specific, and I'm sure you can just count on one hand which comedians are LGBTQA plus, and outly so, and maybe in the Black community so, right? And it's either part of their humor, but it's known.
Yes.
Sure, it sounds like we're in 1983. That's so crazy. The way I went, it's known, kind of took me back in time in a weird way.
Yeah.
I wasn't born yet in 1983 though. But the point of the matter is, are comedic spaces, are those kind of bro spaces safe spaces?
And you see, that's also a very difficult thing because I don't want to believe that they're not. And that's because I exist in those spaces and I
Okay.
try my best to make them as inclusive as possible. But then there's obviously, there can be a lapse in judgment. There can also be blind spots that you never really realized before.
Yeah.
And you only really realize that when you're in a moment
Yeah.
or when the moment has passed and someone tells you, hey, what you said was hurtful. And you're like,
Ooh.
what? How?
Yeah.
And then now you have to, I don't want to say repent, but like you gotta,
You better get on your knees and pray, nigga.
but I hope there's a bit of, I don't want to say patience, but people can see a person that genuinely wants to make.
I really
Yes.
hope so, because
Yeah.
I will say this as somebody who's been like LGBTQAI plus.
Careful.
Why?
No, I was just like, you forgot the minus, or you forgot one of the letters or whatever. You must just make sure. No.
And there are more letters, and letters mean different things. And I think it's a little bit like, maybe it's funny, but I think it's a little bit condescending to say the alphabet community. But I do love saying legitimatoire. That things moved quite slowly, like in the beginning, like the 70s and then the 80s, where people were dying of AIDS, and like there was just a total miscommunication, but in a glacial way it moved to this place where we kind of had an integration and understanding, of gay, lesbian, even bisexual, even though everyone like
Everybody got to do a little buying.
yeah, no. People have issues with bisexuals, but when the trans conversation came up, where people felt that they were born in the wrong bodies, can I tell you, you know who all my friends are? The older ones, the older gay men, were like, what? You know?
Get these bloody fact checkers out
like,
of here.
And I found that to be very, very interesting because I think where it was coming from them is that we've always had people who are trans. We've always had in our communities people who felt that they were born in the wrong bodies. We've always had that. So now why must it be fashion? Relax. We've done it. We're here now, And so there was that aspect, and then a conversation I had with one of my besties. Gary said, "There's also no grace." So, in as much as there's got to be a lot of understanding of what they them means, of what feeling like you were born in the wrong body means. There's got to be a lot of that, right? From people outside the LGBTQ community, but there's also got to be grace from within the LGBTQ community to go, these mofos don't understand what we are saying. They don't actually understand.
Yes.
And I think that that's the difficult balance that I find, that we have to explain these things to our elders and our parents and whatnot, and it's correct too. But when you can get cancelled for saying the letters the wrong way, that's too much. You've got to have grace for that. People are catching up. And the catch up, I believe, has happened. It's just now to spread the catch up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone's got to have a little bit of grace for everyone else to understand what actually is going on here. What are we talking about here? That's why, you know what I feel about your brother Trump. He's just absolute garbage because I don't know. I like to say things like that. He's a fat chucker. Because he's just spreading hate. He's just saying we're unaligned. Us human, you other. And that's disgusting. So I went on a bit of a rampage there, but I think it's because we've got to understand where we come from in a lot of ways. And then we've got to, and I'm not an expert. I've just been an ally. I've sung at Pride. I go to all of the gay clubs. Like, everyone loves me.
I just go to gay clubs to get hit on sometimes because I forget I'm pretty.
You see?
Nah,
Everyone loves you. And so yeah, I think a lot of grace has got to be given on both sides. I don't think that human rights violations should be permitted in any way, obviously.
Not, yeah.
But I think if we're having conversations, like, let's not be insulting to each other, but let's also understand that not everybody gets it.
Yes.
Yet.
And some people that think they get it might not get it.
And might misstep and might ask the wrong question in the wrong tone.
Yes.
With the wrong, and then you must be cancelled.
Because like,
please don't cancel me for that, because
for this,
it's like I will lose all my friends.
But it's interesting because then you find out that there's tiers. Like, I have LGBTQ friends that are still learning about the community.
Oh,
And
tiers is in
like this-
levels.
yeah,
Yes.
like this thing, and this thing also like as along with language and all of these other things
Yes.
keep evolving.
Evolution.
So you think I'm 100% caught up. I like the gays, I like the lesbians, I like the and then you find out no, there's still extra bonus features. You ever buy a DVD and then and then you're like, oh, there's a bonus. See, kind of there's a game on the DVD. And you're like, there's special features.
So
And it's like,
I don't know if this is true or not, but so if you're a gold star gay, that means you've had no interaction with a vagina ever. So so you weren't even born out of a vagina. You were
A
taken
C-section.
out. Yeah, you were a C-section baby, right? And then you've obviously then never explored, never had a girlfriend, never tried gold star up at the top. Like, yeah,
Gold
you
star on
are
your forehead.
number one gay.
okay.
And then there's like a B grade because you were unfortunately born
Born-
through so
born of
sad.
woman.
Yeah.
like
But then you've
Macbeth.
never played with a woman ever. And then like it goes down to how many things you've done. And I think
Gotcha.
some people do that as a joke. Some people just do it as like whatever. But yeah, they're labels.
Did a gold star gay tell you that?
I heard it in a conversation amongst some of my male gay friends who were discussing whether they're gold star or not
No.
gold star.
Okay, got you.
And then I think eventually we got shots for the gold star. I don't know why, because that first decision wasn't theirs to make. They were just born.
Get this man some pussy. That's what he did.
No,
I'm
no,
joking.
never.
I'm joking.
Yeah, look, I mean, we can laugh, and they're very serious aspects of it as well.
Mhm.
But that's why I always, after a conversation with a young lesbian woman in Soweto,
Mhm.
and she said to me, nobody owes anybody else coming out or your full truth.
Uh-huh.
Nobody owes anybody else that.
Yes.
Because at that time, there were a lot of corrective rapes
Oof.
and murders of young women who were lesbian.
Yeah.
And so if you know that you're in a surrounding, a community, an era or whatever where you are not safe, you don't have to come out. There's none of this like, well, but you've got to come. You actually don't.
Mm.
You've got to be safe. You've got to make sure that you have a safe community around you. And that's all you need to do.
That's that. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, then we'll see the comments on
I
MacG's.
can't wait.
You'll see the comments on MacG's podcast.
Do you reply to comments?
No, I honestly don't even want to read them.
Really?
No, because then like now people are gonna mention things that you didn't care about before.
It's true.
Why is his teeth like that? Why is this one? This one, his elbow moves funny, and then now you're like, my elbow. What's wrong with my? Now I have elbow, insecurities.
Dysmorphia.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like your elbows were fine before, and they'll be fine after. Don't read those comments.
Yeah.
Do you reply to comments? Do you read
I
comments?
don't reply to many comments,
Mhm.
but I do read almost all of the comments on almost all of the social media platforms, on almost all of my posts.
Why? No one has ever said an insightful opinion if you're commenting on TikTok, you probably firstly are just saying the same thing everybody else said. Secondly, no one has ever said anything groundbreaking on TikTok or on Instagram anywhere.
Have you read my comments?
Yes, I hate them. I despise them. And that's why I stopped reading your comments.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, yo, people are so whack. People are mean.
Yeah.
And you know what the weird thing is also with your comments? Is the first comment that I see, which is the most liked comment, is someone saying, you guys are so mean.
Oh,
And then
wow.
proceed to read the rest of the comments.
Wow.
And then all the other comments, then you're like, oh, people genuinely think it's okay to be not okay.
Yes.
And there's a culture that I like. There's a culture that I really despise generally between men and women,
Yeah.
where it's like, y'all just gonna comment on people's bodies, but like to a point where like you're trying to make this person hate themselves.
Yes.
Not like there's no you're being funny.
Yeah.
Like I get roasted all the time, and I can tell like someone is here to be like, hey,
Da-da-da-da-da.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I get it, and I'm always down to be on the line of fire when it's
Yeah.
like we're teasing each other, or even if you guys are just teasing me.
Yeah.
But it's like my bio is literally Earl Sweatshirt stunt double,
Okay.
because there were so many comments saying this guy looks like Earl Sweatshirt, and like, haha, he looks like Earl Sweatshirt. Eventually, I was like, cool, like,
Jump on the joke.
yeah,
Jump on the gag.
it's funny,
Yeah.
cool. Someone called me broke Dave Chappelle. I was like, that is actually hilarious. That I can't even hate.
It's so funny.
That is good. They
Yeah.
they said I look like. Now people are gonna comment this on our thing. They said I look like Melvin the giraffe from Madagascar.
But you like Chris Rock a lot, don't you? That's a different
like-
guy.
That's the guy from
Sherbet.
Friends.
I tried so hard.
That's
David
Ross.
Schwimmer.
Yeah.
David Schwimmer.
But
Okay.
yeah, no. All of those, I find
But
them
do you see how I felt touched by things that
about me.
people say about you?
But
Whereas I don't really feel touched
when people talk
in
about
the
you,
way, and I know you've had friends say, I've been reading Pavi's comments. Just tell her we love her. Is she okay?
Hmm.
And you've seen me leaving to go to the gym after those comments. I'm just like, macho man.
having the best time. I wish that's one thing that I
Can I tell you why?
okay.
Because I've gone through life where people have told me to go kill myself because of what my voice sounds like on the radio. Literally, this email came in and said, I wish you could go kill yourself. I'm not talking about social media time. I'm talking about a person took time to email to me.
They CC'd.
They CC'd somebody to say, my wish, my lifing, as you see me here, is that wena Papa Lomulu utlalu ipolaya. That's what they said to me.
What is the subject line?
Kill yourself. Wait, suggestions. No, terrible joke. Now, that person, maybe 2 or 3 years later, I was working at a different radio station, found my email address and emailed me and said, I'm so sorry. And they said, my mother has just passed away now, and I'm feeling such a huge amount of pain. And I hate that I may have made somebody else feel what I'm feeling now.
Crazy.
It was a trend for all of us to just hate you, and I just jumped on the trend. I'm so sorry. I printed that out about 4 times, and it's in my file so that I can see it every time one of these moments happened. It happened when I was on Strictly Come Dancing. And there was one, I don't even remember his name. There was one man who just decided that his life goal was to talk about how fat Pabi is on a dancing show. How dare a fat person be on a show about dancing? You are taking over the whole screen. We can't see any of the other dancers. You, like Godzilla, get out of here,
Okay.
right? And later on, that person was interviewed on our show when I did Trending Essay.
Oh damn! You had to interview.
And there were 4 other, so we're 4 guests.
Yes.
4 hosts. No?
Yeah.
So skips this one, skips this one, skips this one, comes all the way around to hug me.
After they've commented all those.
Like, why are you hugging me? So you see who has the problem?
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's definitely that person. And now I'm being roasted for being thin. Guys, no one has been roasted for being fat and being thin. No one has been roasted for being super fat. Godzilla, move out of the screen. We can't see anything. To super skinny. We can't see you. Stand like this. Otherwise, your shadow does not cast a shadow. No one has been, except your girl. And there was one year where there was this guy who did Fashion Police, and he put me at number 6 on his worst dressed list. And Struss Bob, he put me at number 6 on his best dressed list. Same guy. Same year.
People don't know what to do. They just know that you're just on their mind.
So I'm just here living my best life, doing what I do. I do read the comments. Maybe I shouldn't, but I just want you to know that if I hadn't gone through all of that, I may be in a position where emotionally that's very, very hard. That's why kids in high school take their lives.
Mhm.
And I feel very sorry for your children if they have to live with bullies like you every single day.
Mhm.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, if you think it's okay to do this on the internet, what is happening in your home?
Mhm.
And then my favorite thing, and shout out to my girl Pearl Tusi. Do you remember what she did?
Did she take screenshots of people and reposted them? Like, because they were talking about her, and then so she found their things, and then she was like, "If I'm a scorer and you're built like this, what the fuck are you? You look like a." Let me leave it alone.
I applaud that move so much
Uh-huh.
because people think that we are like still in the radio
Yeah.
or still in the podcast.
Yeah.
We are human beings walking around having lives. We just
Mhm.
change tires. There
Yeah.
are things going on. There are rats in our home, damn it.
Mm.
And Pearl took it there because people think that you must just never say anything, just be a lady. Pearl was like, yeah. I love and applaud that so much. So every now and then I will go in and look at what
And-
you look like.
And then you're like,
But I don't
"Hey."
tell the internet. I go to mom. I'm always like, look at this person. Look at this.
She's built like Mrs. Potato Head, telling me I look like a piece of. Oh, come
So,
on.
I mean, it just makes us laugh. It gives us a moment. But I do think the way people speak on the internet is
Mm.
actually wild.
It's really gross.
It's
I think,
gross.
but also like it's one of those things where it's like people don't have the repercussions, and sometimes I'm like, I forget it was like a prank show,
Yeah.
but like people would like, so after people leave mean comments, they would find the person that left the mean comment, and then they would go up to they go out to
That's our next podcast.
they go out there, find them in real life, and be like, ha, ha.
You.
And then they start saying the exact comment that they said to them, and then they're like, "What are you saying?" It's like, "Is this not you?" And they're like, I don't know what that. I don't know. This is you. This is literally what you said." So we just and yo,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. But that's also why I'm like, the internet is not a real place.
Yes.
But don't let it affect your real life.
Yes.
You know, because
And I know it's hard if you're 13, 14, 15 and you're in high school and you were born into the internet.
yes,
It's not the whole world. It's not the whole world.
mm-hmm.
It's not real life.
Mm.
That's what you said, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. Because the last thing you want is a person's opinion that you wouldn't even bat an eye to them in real life is out here ruining your day. You know, like.
But then I also want to say this, a big shout out. There are some really sweet, kind, darling people who'll just be like, yo, I'm reading these comments and you guys were raised badly. Yeah, like this is gross. And then the last thing I want to say is, and my friend Nina Hasey and I always talk about this because when we were on training, also we'd get hate. But it happens because we're in the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time you click on the woman who is telling you how disgusting you look, ne? The number one thing is Jesus' wife. Psalms 36 gal. Church above anything, love and kindness from the Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm like, oh,
which
Jesus? Because now I went to Catholic school.
what if you die, not you, everyone, and you go to heaven, and then God is there, and he's like, "What's up, my boy, or girl, or my there and my them? Come with me." And you're getting excited or whatever, and you're looking at the streets of heaven. It's beautiful. It's nice. Like, you know, angels are flying, cars are flying, everything is flying. Even the houses
fly.
You know, it's just a fly place. Yeah. And Jesus takes you into his computer room. And he's just like, please read this. And it's that comment that you left in 2009. And that girl's post that you had a crush on. But she
Yes.
didn't like you back. So now you thought,
Yes.
me.
Yes.
And it's like, what did you say here?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I remember I love you. Me, I love you.
Yeah.
And abundantly.
Mm.
Next comment. 2015. You said,
Yeah.
you look at your thing and you're just like, damn.
Why did you say I downgraded from a baby mama? Tell
Mm.
me, why did you say that?
That's a 2018.
Yeah.
Come on. Those are her ears. I made those ears. I worked really hard on those ears. Why would you say that about her? 2020. Chief, what must I do with this?
Yeah.
What would you do? If I was you.
Yeah.
If you were me,
Yeah.
thank God you're not. Well, thank me you're not.
What
What
would
would
you
you do in this situation? And now you guys are just there, like you see that door over there.
Mm.
And you're just hearing piano there. Doom,
Mm.
doom, 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 doom.
Mm.
You know where to go.
Or gospel music.
Do you think that was the trick all along? Like gospel throughout earth, and then as soon as you go to heaven, then now you can finally listen to the hip hop that you
I'm
always wanted
just
to.
telling you that every time I look, it is Jesus's wife who's tweeting those things. And they call themselves wife of Jesus. So now I don't know if your husband knows what's going on, or
No, he knows.
or maybe it's Jesus.
No, he knows. And when you realize how much he knows,
Yeah.
it'll be too
So
late.
anyway, bless yourself.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Bless yourself. Be very mindful of the energy that you put out into the world, because that's all coming back to you.
Be kind for kindness' sake. If you
Yeah.
have nothing nice to say, shut the fuck up
Yeah.
and bless your souls.
Bless
Yeah.
your souls.
Bless your
and
hearts.
and bless others.
Yes.
And
if you don't want to be blessed, bless you too.
Yeah, bless you. I bless you.
I bless you.
I have no issues with you.
Holy Coke. There's Coke. There's Coke in this. Holy. There we
I have
go.
water.
Blessings,
Holy water.
Blessings.
Blessings. And also to you, sweetie.
Yes.
Blessings.
Blessings.
I love you.
I love you too. That was a brother and a sister podcast. My name is Khabane Muloy. That's Babalo Muloy. And yeah. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Aren't our bottles so cute?
Yeah,
Bye.
they're fine. Bye.